Imagine walking down the street and catching the gaze of a stranger. Instinctively, you offer a polite smile. Perhaps you hold a door open, or step aside, or even apologize for a minor inconvenience that wasn't really your fault. Have you ever wondered why it's so important to please those you may never see again? Welcome to the curious world of the urge to please strangers. We all crave acceptance. Deeply embedded in our psyche is the need to belong, a trait carried over from our ancestors who depended on their tribes for survival. Back then, being part of a group was not just beneficial, it was essential. This evolutionary drive persists, translating into behaviors that make us want to create a good impression on others, even complete strangers. Research has shown that the desire to please strangers is a universal concept. A vast majority of cultures display forms of politeness or hospitality, regardless of whether they expect to gain anything from the interaction. It's fascinating to see how this drive transcends language, borders, and cultural differences. It seems our minds are wired to gain social approval whenever possible. But why do we care about what strangers think when we may never meet them again? The answer lies in our brain chemistry. Acts of kindness or a simple acknowledgement often trigger a release of endorphins, the feel-good chemicals in our brain. They reward us for social interactions, creating a positive feedback loop. Pleasing others elevates our mood, providing a brief yet satisfying sense of accomplishment. There's also the concept of social currency, a form of psychological barter. When you perform an act of kindness for someone you don't know, it increases your sense of self-worth. It gives you the feeling of contributing positively to the world, cementing your role as a socially responsible individual. Each small interaction brings with it an opportunity to reinforce who we are and how we want to be perceived. Consider the context of social media, where likes, comments, and shares offer another layer to this dynamic. Here, approval becomes more quantifiable, making the act of pleasing strangers almost addictive. Whether it's posting the perfect picture or crafting a compelling tweet, the virtual world has amplified our reliance on strangers' opinions. This digital mirror reflects back the validation many crave, proving that the stage for seeking approval only gets larger with technological advancement. However, this compulsion is not without its drawbacks. The constant need to seek validation from unknown faces can lead to stress and anxiety. When the opinions of others dictate our self-worth, we may fall into the trap of people-pleasing, compromising our authentic selves to fit an idealized image. It can become exhausting to constantly chase external validation, detracting from focusing on genuine relationships that truly matter. So, is it possible to break free from this urge? Mindfulness and self-reflection are key. By becoming more aware of our actions and motivations, we can better distinguish when our behavior is driven by authentic kindness versus the need for approval. It's about finding that delicate balance between caring for others and maintaining our own peace of mind. Practicing gratitude and self-compassion nurtures our inner worth, reducing dependency on external validation. By recognizing our own value, we develop a comfortability with ourselves that diminishes the need to constantly curate our image for others. Striking this balance empowers us to act out of compassion rather than compulsion. In conclusion, the urge to please strangers is deeply ingrained in us, driven by evolutionary, chemical, and social factors. It can be a source of joy and connection, yet also a potential pitfall. By embracing a balanced approach, we can ensure that our interactions enrich our lives rather than control them, keeping the spirit of authentic kindness alive.